So right after I had this dream with my stepmother hindering my relationship with my dad, probably I would say 2 or 3 days later, I got a text from my dad's phone, and it was telling me the facility that my dad is at, and you know, it's like, hey, your dad. He's like, your dad is at so and so, so and so, so and so, so and so, and I was like, I text back, whoever texted, I'm assuming it was Pat. I text back and said, okay, thank you. And so I just want to say I had that dream. So this was a supernatural prophetic dream because very shortly after, days later, and actually it was the day that I said that I wasn't having a good day. And I went to the gas station and I was still nice to people and, having patience and being kind and being a gentleman to, my older elders. And right after that sequence of events with those people that I, showed love and respect to at the gas station, right after that, I mean, immediately after that, when I was leaving out the gas station, is when I got this text from my stepmother. I'm assuming my stepmother. I don't know who texted, but it was from my dad's phone, telling me where he's at, and basically giving me the green light that now I can visit him and hopefully, not hindered, be not, hindered, and, be able, me and my kids, be able to freely visit my dad and their grandfather and show him the love and respect and honor that he deserves from us, and try and build a relationship as much as we can, you know, while we still can, It sucks that it has to be like, his health is, and Alzheimer's and all that kind of stuff is, he's going through a lot, Sucks that now this is when, you know, people choose to, you know, give some access. But hey, I commend that she, if this is my dad's wife, my stepmother, that she chose to, for whatever reason, it was guilt, or maybe someone talked, say, hey, this is wrong. Why are you keeping me and my dad don't have issues like that. You know what I'm saying? So you ain't gotta make it like that. Me and my dad was been having for a nice little minute. Been having a pretty cool little relationship. Like I said, later on, in my life, even me and him have been having a okay, relationship, pretty good one. He gave me a lot of advice during tough times, and he was there for me. You know what I'm saying? And I do appreciate it. So it's just like it's good to. Hopefully, this is a mark. God's gift to me and my kids that we can start a better relationship with my dad. You know what I mean? So I look at it as a positive. So I just gave y'all some other stuff that went on. In my childhood, all the way up to this recent text message. But you know, I guess the dream was telling me, from God was telling me, hey, I see what has happened, you know, all of these years, and how, you and your father's Dennis, relationship has been hindered, you know what I mean, and strained, and, not allowed to grow, blossom, as father and son should be able to do. And, you know, then to get that text message later on, but it seemed like I had to go through a test of kindness and, still holding all my emotions and everything in check, and uh, keeping a positive outlook on life, and still being able to remain positive and a light shining in this world to help people, even if it's just kind gestures to people. That's a spiritual gift. Giving good advice to people, that's a spiritual gift. Everything is not about money. You know, you can change people. What about that coach? In high school or wherever. That spent that extra time with that athlete. Got them through school and taught them traits to be a man that they would never have, or a young lady that they would never have if they never were introduced to this person. It wasn't about money. It was about the influence. It was about the time spent. It was about sharing their heart, caring to make this person's life better. So it's all good, man. Y'all stay blessed. I'm about to strike out. I just want to tell y'all some good stuff. You know what I mean? In this whole sequence of events with me and my father and my stepmother and my two sisters, Shane and Casey. So, and their kids that I still need to get to know. You know what I mean? It's like it's really bad. It's just we need to, I'm still open to being a family, but I'm not gonna let myself be mistreated or treated, or my kids be treated as less than. So I still love all of y'all. Still love all of y'all. And I don't hold no bitterness. It had whatever was supposed to happen in my life with y'all and us. It was supposed to happen to shape me into who I am. You know what I mean? So there were no mistakes made. So it's all good. Y'all played y'all part and y'all role, whether good or positive, in me being the man of God that I am today. So I do appreciate it. Thank you. Sometimes, just like lifting weights takes pain to get that strength and to grow. So I'll take that pain that was issued and I grow from it. I learned not to be like that to people, or not to treat my children in certain ways, not to allow certain things in my kids' life. You know what I'm saying? So it's all good. Everything works for the good for those who trust in the Lord, and they that wait upon the Lord. So that's a superpower. Keep waiting upon the Lord and accept the things that the Lord gives me. And gives me in Jesus' name. So peace.